how long can monetary policy keep going? Structural reform takes a while, and in certain people's minds, we haven't even started being anything like as aggressive enough as we should be. So you've got a long-term structural reform story, and you've got monetary policy that's kind of continuing year after year. And year after year in Davos for the last few years, we've been talking about this very subject.
Right.
And yet, here we are still talking about it once again, and we've got monetary policy doing even more. So you wonder how much longer monetary policy... Is this the end of the road? Does monetary policy in the Eurozone have any further to go beyond where we are now? Just amp up QE a little bit more? Is that the only thing that's left?
Well, look, I already said that QE was successful in the US because it's a different economy, and outright policies play a big role. In Europe, there will be some effects, quite clearly, but the real thing is, when do politicians step up to the table and do their job? If that is being discussed, and I think Europe at the moment, it's not in an existential crisis, so many outsiders observe the current arguments and they get skeptical about Europe. That's not the issue. Europe is not in an existential crisis, it's in an identity crisis. It's in a crisis of purpose. There are some countries like Germany that want long-term reforms and fiscal consolidation and are willing to accept, because that was the signal that the German Chancellor gave, that monetary policy plays a role in the time to fix those issues. There are other countries that say, well, monetary policy has to be very easy, fiscal policy has to be much looser going forward, and actually that will be largely a substitute than a complement to the reforms. That's the wrong view, in my view. But, being German, I would say that. The German economic view is more, you need these long-term reforms, and only those will justify monetary policy building a bridge.